the biggest staff turnover happens after the bonus is given.
Right.
February
Yeah.
is very good. Yeah, the take already it's out, right? Because I don't think the person will want to work so much in January if they want to leave in February.
Year-end bonus is not a guaranteed thing, what? Correct or not? And then, wow, we work until boji, but man.
Here is the question. My supervisor knows this year is when company is handing out promotions and big bonuses. To ensure that the team gets a high chance of promotion and a large bonus, he or she proposes an outstanding set of KPIs for the team and themselves without first consulting the team. We have been crunching for 6 months to achieve our previous KPI result, and her new KPI results suggest we double down on our previous results. When it comes down to doing it, she just tasks us to find a way as she works on her own KPI. It seems like the only way out is to crunch the whole year. My supervisor, red flag or green flag? 1, 2, 3. We have Jeff on red flag, we have Danny on red flag, I have me on green flag. We're about to begin a fight. Okay, Luis, let's start with Jeff. What's your red flag?
I mean, in this situation, I would think that boss versus leader kind of concept. My boss, which is the supervisor, just care about the end goal, which is the high bonuses and everything, and neglect the fact that it will require huge amount of effort for us to even achieve the 6-month target. And now we need to double up. And there's a risk whereby, let's say if we were to double the KPI and we don't achieve it, and the year-end bonus is not a guaranteed thing, what? Correct or not? And then we work until boji, but man, then the one who's suffering is ourselves, not the boss. Because the boss is only the one that throwing the task to us, we have to figure it out. As employee, we might also think, hey, if we really achieve it, credit goes to who? The boss will claim the credit. Unless the boss, like I mentioned, is a leader that joins us, hand in hand to guide us through how can we achieve this KPI, whereby it's double the amount that we could have hit. Then we will be so motivated to achieve it together. If you want to go fast, you go alone, you see. But if you want to go far, go together.
Alright, Danny, why is it a red flag?
The first KPI is not even consulted. That is one thing that I think is very important, that if you want to know the KPI, it's important to solicit what the ground can do. 2 things that the supervisors are in charge of. One would be results. Promotions, bonuses, of course, these things come with that. Second thing would be retention. Because hiring someone is not easy. Training someone is also not easy. They always have a saying, the biggest staff turnover happens after the bonus is given.
Right.
February is very good. Yeah, the take already it's out, right? So if you carry on this way, I think next year you'll be busy trying to retrain everybody. You kind of waste half of next year because you have to do rehiring. February happens, people throw the letter. March and April, they start leaving. You start the hiring process. April, you bring new people in. By the time you're on stream is July. So half a year is gone. Because I don't think the person will want to work so much in January if they want to leave in February. They're kind of like say tactical, a bit quiet here and there. So I think it's important to communicate the expectations. The dilemma of the leader would be the organizational goals is unrealistic and it throws it down to this department. And the supervisor, I cannot say I want to change my goal. I would just say, hey guys, this is our team goal. What do you guys think about it? How can we all contribute and hit that goal? And we give a carrot and stick approach to do so. If you do so, and of course somehow we hit it early on in June. You run 2.4. You're about to reach a point, I suddenly bring the goalpost to 2.5, 2.6, 2.7. Suddenly realize I can run another 300 meters.
Correct.
Without even knowing it, and I realize I stretch myself and I'm stronger. And if you get a higher bonus at the end of the year because of your extra effort, that will be a very satisfying and fulfilling thing for the entire team. But it is not complicated in the first place, and you shift the goalpost one more time. I think that it's going to be a very confusing time, and that will affect retention.
Your leader/supervisor is there to negotiate for the team. If I have to gather sentiments before I go and talk to the higher management, right, I will never be in time for like the management C-suite time scale to make my KPI like in a comfortable situation where it's both accepted.
I don't think you need to discuss and bring it up to the bosses and say, hey, we as a team decided to come out with this goal. And I think that of course the C-suite is going to say, hey, don't waste my time. This is my company standard and you just adhere. But I think it's when you receive it in the first place, how do you break it down to the team and explain the rationale of why the C-suite decides on this goal? In the greater scheme of things, we are trying to go for expansion phase. So we understand that it's going to be a bit tougher this year, but let's just stick to it.
As the leader, most of the time from my experience, your KPIs are never discussed with the group. It is proposed with my understanding of how my team can manage this work, because I have a plan. And I know that if I execute the plan will work. Then I go and propose a KPI that is happy enough for C-suite to accept. And then I come back with my KPI and be like, okay guys, this is a new KPI that the bosses accept. There was no conversation between, let's sit together as a team, then we discuss maybe what we want to propose as KPI next year. It's very hard to find that kind of company, because then that conversation will be kind of pointless, because C-suite is expecting something, you're expecting something. Who's likely going to win that conversation? C-suite. Because why? They are paying your salary.
I agree with what you said. If you want to utilize your team, you need to involve your team. If I'm my own boss, I have a KPI, I will stretch goal, and I wouldn't tell my stretch goal first. But I will tell my people that, hey, this is the stretch goal that we want to achieve.
If I trust my team to be the lazy people that they are, and lazy people are the best, by the way, they'll come up with new ways to do the thing twice as fast with less effort. And this is what I always believe in. Minimum effort, maximum impact. KPI never say you need to work 48 hours a week. I just need you to deliver twice the results. It's quite unfair for people to view the bosses who like to see far, look far. Because you are thinking about this year, fiscal year, how much I earn. I'm thinking about, if I keep you for 10 years, what other positions I can give you. Right, I'm bringing my people up.
It all depends. Some people crave for power. Some people crave for the externalities of being a boss. If you watch a lot of dramas, you see bosses, they come in limousine, everybody bow down, and then you just ignore them and walk past. You're this kind of leaders, right? You also have the Mahatma Gandhi kind of leader, the servant leadership. It depends on your own, what you envision your fulfillment is.
Some people mistake the functions of the managerial role with the personality behaviors of the person, and those are two very separate things. Because my job as the manager is to manage, it is to improve. These are the functions, and therefore this is how I need to do my job, right? You never go to a plumber and say, hey, why you always tightening pipes? Because it's part of how I work, ma. Exactly. Then you also don't go to a plumber and be like, why every time I see you, my pipe leak? Bro, your pipe leak, then you call me, ma. You know? Right? Regardless of what structure, whether corporate or self-employed or entrepreneurship, you think you can only do so far. Then you are given an opportunity to do more. Then you find out that you can do more. Then that becomes your 100%. But then you also learn two important things. One, you can surpass 100%. Two, that your 100% is never actually 100%. There are like valuable knowledge to keep. Here's the brilliant thing about knowledge. If I have a piece of knowledge and I teach you, my knowledge doesn't diminish. You've gained a knowledge. If knowledge is $1, I have an infinite money glitch. The way you talk about leadership is a different structure than we're very used to. To you, leaders can be mentors also.
Part of the role.
Should all leaders be mentors, and should all mentors be leaders?
What's the difference between a mentor and a coach? You see, a coach is someone who is more a direct transactional towards the particular skill sets. So let's say I'm weak in dribbling a ball. I find a coach to teach me the particular skill set. A mentor, he's a player before, he's a national team before, he walked through the path before already. He taught me what kind of mistake he made, and he do not want me to repeat it again. That's the reason why I felt there's a two distinct difference. You need not to be a leader to be a mentor.
Do you think a teacher is a mentor to the kids she's teaching?
A teacher will be a coach, because a teacher will teach a particular subject. Although, like I mentioned also, teacher was once a student as well, right? So similar to a mentor.
Exactly. The teacher is leading the children in learning. One is because I've understood the thing I want to learn. Second is I've learned how to teach so that you can learn better, so I can guide you along. And that is like what I think Danny would identify as a predominantly soft approach. Some of the teachers are quite hard, but they won't be like, you are a disappointment to your family, shame on your cow, you know? They won't tell that to a kid, right? They'll be like, I'm disappointed in your performance. It's still a soft approach, man. Teacher will be like, if you can, try for A. Isn't this the same thing as my manager telling me double my KPI?
It all depends on the leader have to communicate with the team and to be sober about it. It's like, if you're underperforming, hey guys, we're underperforming. So this is what we set for you. I'm representing my team in the directors meeting, but I'm bringing forth the corporate direction and the strategic viewpoint for them to know the general direction of my firm, and it's my job. Sooner or later you'll get a lot of rumblings on the ground.
Right. I dare you go and find your supervisor, you go and ask them to open the calendar, and then you compare who got more things to attend.
I think we should show schedules and see.
Correct. Because I'm pretty sure the only time the person got break is like lunch. It's not that they don't tell you. Communication, I think, is a very rare commodity in like a corporation. There is no function in which your KPI is, have you talked to like all of your people 4 times a year? You know, welfare is never a KPI in a corporation. It's a very soulless, brutalistic situation.
Yes.
Then middle management becomes a hard task for people to
That's right. Middle management is a thankless.
Correct.
Thankless, but a fulfilling thing if you've done well.
This whole episode is a testament. So many things to talk about them. Starting of the episode, Jeff's like, here to tekan my boss.
Right? Yeah, half laugh.
I think the knowledge that we gain today is a double-edged sword. It can be used to better your leadership journey, but it also can use to like really cut your team and make it feel worse. And I hope that you only take the good parts, okay? Go and synthesize it and think about it.
That's right.
So with that, I'd like to thank our guests today here, Danny and Jeff. Thank you so much for giving us such useful and interesting insights.
Thank you,
and if not, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Red Flag, Green Flag. My name is Ian. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Thanks.